Want to live on the lake? Let's talk about lake neighborhoods in Granbury. Hi, I'm David Orcutt with Winston Properties. In this video, we'll walk you through 4 of the best lakefront areas in Hood County. For many folks relocating, lakefront property is a key driver of their purchase decision. But with a 20-mile-long lake, there's a lot of options to choose from. One caveat before we start. Outside of these 4 areas, there's a lot of great homes, but also a lot of lower-end homes and lower-end neighborhoods. So a lot of inconsistency, which can affect the enjoyability, but also the value of your home. So in this video, I'm going to focus on the 4 big HOA-run areas because they have more consistent housing stock and consistent pricing. The first area we'll talk about is on the north part of the lake, and it's actually 2 neighborhoods, Benchwater Estates and Mallard Point. The lakefront homes in Bentwater are on a cliff with beautiful west-facing sunset views and always have a breeze. These homes were built mostly between 2000 and 2005 and cost between $1 million and $2 million. The remainder of the houses in Bentwater are on lots between 1 to 10 acres and run between $500,000 to $1.5 million depending on the house and the lot size and the other amenities on property. Bentwater allows secondary buildings like shops or RV storage, and homes are relatively spread out. The waterfront homes in Mallard Point are more at lake level. We call that walkout. The interior lots off the lake are smaller but still spacious, usually at just under an acre to just under 2 acres. You might find a small older home here as low as $450,000, but most homes are going to be closer to $900,000. Surprisingly, there are still a few waterfront lots available here, but these run from $350,000 to $450,000. Mallard Point feels more like a subdivision than Bentwater. Neither Bentwater nor Mallard Point are gated. The next lakefront area we'll talk about is at the other end of the lake, De Cordova Bend Estates, where about 4,000 people live. There are some homes there that are 40 years old, but there's some that are more recently built. It has lakefront homes, but 90% of the homes are interior, although many of those are on 2 of the golf courses. Many of the older homes are renovated, but there's still plenty of fixer-upper opportunities. There are also smaller condos and apartments in case grandparents or somebody wants to live nearby. De Cordova homes have the smallest yards of any of the neighborhoods we're looking at today, and no sidewalks. And look out for kids driving golf carts, but don't let that scare you away. De Cordova Bend is amenity rich. It has an 18-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course. The clubhouse was just renovated in 22, and it has a pool that's very well attended by all the neighborhood kids. The fitness center, the pool, the tennis, the volleyball, it's all included in your dues. Of all the areas we've talked about today, I would say younger families seem most attracted to De Cordova. So the final area I'd like to talk about today is actually 4 neighborhoods intertwined. Let's call this the central area. Harbor Lakes, Water's Edge, Catalina Bay, and the Islands are 4 separate HOAs. All have access to all those great things in Granbury, but most importantly, the lake. Shopping, movie theaters, restaurants, those are all immediately close by this central area. And the downtown square, it's only about 7 minutes away. This central area is deeper water than the north part of the lake. But really cool, it's also very close to 4 lakefront restaurants. Looking at Google, you can see that there are many canals built into this area, which gives us a high percentage of waterfront homes. The oldest HOA is Water's Edge. 90% of their homes are lakefront, main body, or canal. These Water's Edge homes were built between about 1990 and 2005, but many have been updated. They're considered very well built. Most are between 2,000 and 4,000 square feet. A smaller canal home would be about 700,000 in Water's Edge, but a main body home would be $1 million to about 1.4 million. The next HOA started was Harbor Lakes. The waterfront parts of Harbor Lakes were built out between about 1995 and 2005. Along with Water's Edge, these areas are not gated. However, there are 3 or 4 more phases of Harbor Lakes built in the last 8 years, and some of those are gated. The final phases of houses in Harbor Lakes are being built out now. The lots cost about $120,000, but a newly finished house would be about $500,000 to $600,000, and those are about 2,400 to 2,800 square feet, and very nicely appointed. The waterfront homes in Harbor Lakes cost about $50,000 to $100,000 more than the ones in Water's Edge. This is due to the homes being newer and larger, sometimes in gated areas, but also because of the sidewalks at the road and at the waterside. Harbor Lakes also has large condos at the entrance to the golf course and clubhouse. Next is Catalina Bay and the Islands. The 2 are divided by the main entrance canal. 16 of those homes are on main body, on large lots, and well over $1 million. The canal homes run about 800 to 1.2, particularly the larger homes. Some of the biggest lakeside homes in Granbury are on that island side of the development. Originally one development, Catalina Bay's requirement was to build with stucco, tile roof, and a Mediterranean style. It's a beautiful, cohesive neighborhood. However, the developer split the neighborhood, called the new side the Islands, and eased the building requirements on that side. Overall, these four beautiful neighborhoods are the closest to the action of everything in Granbury and the best access to 377. Well, I hope this video gave you some insight into the high-end lakefront neighborhoods in Granbury. I'm David Orcutt, and I work, play, and serve here in Granbury. If you're interested in moving to the area, I would love to help you.